trim.
Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Now at 7 a.m. on Today in LA Weekend, 2 officers shot, 1 suspect in custody, another on the run. We're following the latest developments out of South LA and the new details we've learned overnight in a live report. That's coming up. Goes wild and history is made. The most memorable moments from the big Dodgers parade as thousands celebrated our boys in blue and their 2024 World Series trophy. And brace yourself. The change is coming. Time change, that is, when some of you will be able to sneak in an extra hour of sleep.
You're watching NBC4. Here's what's happening today in LA.
Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, November 2nd. We're in a new month. Here we go. This is a live look over at Catalina Island. Looks so pretty there this morning. Thank you for waking up with us. I'm Michelle Vias. We want to get you started with a quick check of your forecast with meteorologist David Bigger in for Shauna Mendiola.
And good morning. So as we go through the weekend, we're looking at quite a few changes across the region. First of all, we have an inside slider coming through the region. That's the kind of weather system that drops down along the west coast, moves a bit off to the east. It does sometimes bring us a chance of rain, but in this case, it's only a slight chance of very light rain if we see anything for today. The main thing we'll start to notice, though, are gusty winds later on today that become offshore winds for tomorrow. And those offshore winds will return as another weather system drops in later on this week. So here's what we're looking at for today. It's a pretty cool day across Southern California, only looking at about the mid 60s out there, 65 degrees in Thousand Oaks, 66 in Van Nuys, 65 in West Covina, and 65 in San Bernardino. But we will be warming up with some of those offshore winds. We'll have details on the forecast coming up in a couple of minutes. Back to you.
What started off as a robbery ended in an exchange of gunfire with officers in the Green Meadows community of South LA. And this morning, 1 person is in custody, another on the run. The 2 officers involved are now at home recovering from their injuries. Let's go to NBC4's Annette Ariola live in Torrance with how this all unfolded. Annette, good morning.
Hey there, good morning to you, Michelle. Hello, everybody. As you mentioned, those 2 officers were here at Harbor UCLA for several hours. They were treated for their injuries, which thankfully were non-life-threatening. But however, LAPD is telling us that this all began with a radio call that went in at about 9:03 last night of a robbery that was happening at the intersection of Central and 92nd Street. Now, Southeast Division officers responded to that radio call, searching the area for 2 suspects. At one point, they spotted the robbery suspects, and investigators say there were gunshots exchanged between the officers and those 2 individuals. Now, after setting up a containment perimeter, officers located one of them hiding inside a parked vehicle. When the officers took the suspect into custody, they discovered that he was suffering from an injury to his leg. He had been shot during that exchange of gunfire. Now, the 2 officers that were wounded were taken by ambulance to Harbor UCLA. Both of them, again, were in stable condition, released overnight. Now, we do know that the Force Investigation Division as well as Robbery Homicide Divisions are out there still at the scene trying to gather as much information as possible, speaking with possible witnesses that were in the area. So this is still a very active and ongoing investigation as they are looking for that second suspect that has yet to be found. And they are urging anybody who may have been in the area of Central and East 92nd last night around 9 o'clock